Game show.
Welcome. Here's wishing you a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year! Woo! Ooh, man, this is gonna be my year, Ernie.
This is
gonna be my year.
You hear the fireworks, Ernie?
Ooh. Tonight we'll be watching the Orlando Magic playing against the Nets in Brooklyn. Looking at the Nets, they were swept by this team last season, losing all 3 games they played against them. So they'll be motivated tonight. And Kenny Atkinson, hired by Brooklyn back in 2016, another
There is no better way to start off the new year than with the NBA here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season. They were blanked in this matchup a season ago. No wins in 3 tries. They'll try to improve on that dismal record here.
Yeah, and this game kicks off a 4-game.
And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, guys, the fallout...
Yeah, some lean years in Brooklyn, partially as a result of that transaction. David, as always, thank you. And at this point of the season, Clark, we can see which teams have the better depth, the better bench. If you would, talk about the importance of having a strong bench over the long haul.
For contending teams, I think it's a difference maker because it allows you to work through the length of the season in a more measured way, which gives your key players rest. You spread out the minutes over more players, so that tends to lend itself to freshness as you get ready for the playoffs. I don't know if you can overstate the value of a quality bench when you're a team that's expected to make a deep run in the playoffs.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So on the floor for Orlando, Jay out there with Vucevic. Then there's Grant. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. And it's Fournier in at the 2. Now here's Napier, guarded closely. Here's LeVert. Vucevic defending. Shot clock at 3. The shot from 20 feet away. A nice shot by LeVert. LeVert's got the first points up on the board here for Brooklyn.
Knowing when to inject himself into the offense, LeVert concentrates on taking good shots.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
And so Napier will bring it up for Brooklyn. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And, you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
The shot's good from Jay.
Well, I tell you what, they've got to be fuming. I mean, they were way too late in contesting that layup.
Napier passes to McGee. Down low, here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
Such an exciting young player, Randall, flexing his muscles there.
And the shot goes in from Jay. Jay's got his second basket of the game.
Great job getting to the right spot on the court. Beautiful passing all the way around.
Now Napier. Against Phoenix, he was really on his game. Here's Karuch. That three off the mark. Magic have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And guys, Kenny Atkinson, a coach who has a knack for player development.
Yeah, he does, and the players' improvement on this Nets team speaks to that. I mean, Atkinson has done a terrific job of improving his young players. Also gets the most out of the veterans and teaches them new skills and approaches to their game, which endears them to the players and helps his team.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
Here's Jay. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Gordon comes in for Jonathan Isaac. Terrence Ross is checked in for Evan Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Jaren Grant.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Oh, Kev, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me.
Treated the rim like it stole something from it.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, to the inside, stolen by Bamba. Pass to Jay. To the paint. Augustine, that's good.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Now here's Napier, headed by Augustine. Harris looking it over. Here's Musa, defended by Gordon. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Allen, and it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Here's Jay. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And DJ Augustine knows what he's out there for, to distribute the ball. I mean, always has his head on the swivel, and he's looking to find his teammates.
Orlando shooting their first free throw of the evening. The free throw off from Jay. And here's Laverne. He brings it up for the Nets. They trail by 3. Here's Bamba, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
The raw talent Bamba has, just so impressive. A shot blocking specialist who also makes an impact on the offensive end.
Napier kicks to Allen. Napier with it. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Musa. And the 3 off target. Magic leading by 6. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Pass to Napier. And so it's Orlando with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And we'll be right back after this. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Magic.
Really some great drives to the basket here early on for these guys.
Another thing they've been doing so far tonight is knocking down the jump shot.
So on the floor for Orlando, Gordon down low with Bamba next to him. Then there's J.J. Redick. Then there's Jay. Corner shot. Musa can't hit.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain-neutral position.
And although Gordon had never won a dunk contest, there's no doubt that he's one of the league's most lethal artists in the air.
Yeah, he really is. Creative, great bounce and strength. Was recorded at the combine with a 39-inch vertical. I think he gets off the floor much higher than that at times. He's got great power and a good frame. You know, if you see Gordon coming down the lane with a step, you better run for cover if you don't want to be posterized.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Celtics looked like he was on a mission. He finished with 27 points, and in addition to his...
From downtown, gets that one through the hole, make him now 7 of 13 in this game.
And we've seen this offense step back into three-point land a little bit more in this quarter.
For better or worse, and it looks like the latter. I mean, those threes not really falling yet.
Laverne in the corner takes the three. He can't get that one to fall. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. Shot on the wing. Offensive rebound. Pass to Ross. Tries again. Missed it for the 8th time in 15 tries from the floor.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And it's Karuch missing.
And, you know, the defense was probably in the C-plus range there. I mean, I'm sure he feels like that's one he should have made, that layup.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
There's the pass to Musa. Here's Napier. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Laverne. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway.
Unnecessary to go to the fadeaway there. It wasn't needed. Could have just kept it simple and taken the easy shot.
And so it's the Orlando Magic heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks, Nick. What got you guys going in the first half?
It was just we played aggressive and try to be present in there. Everybody, not just me, but all the guys. And that's all we need to do, you know, when we start the game off right, and we can build a pretty nice lead like tonight we did.
Obviously, it's how you finish, not how you start. Thanks, Nick. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. Welcome back. The calendar has flipped over, and so have we, into the second half of our broadcast. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Yeah, the kind of leadership he provides, the pinpoint passing, we saw it all there on display in that first half.
Yeah, he enjoys teeing his guys up. I know you like that one, partner. You and I both like to hit that white ball a little bit, but he knows it's important to share the wealth out there.
No doubt about it. And you know what? Did you bring your clubs, Clark?
Yeah.
Let me check and see if I can get us a tee time tomorrow morning.
All righty.
We've got Randall, Lavert out there with Shabazz Napier. And there's JaVale McGee. And it's Karuch in at the 3 spot. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Out to the wing. Down low. Dribble drive has never gone out of style. Still a primary weapon when you think about some of the guys who are best at that. Who comes to mind, Clark?
Man, there are a lot of guys that convert off the bounce at a high level. LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, one of the very best. I don't know if anybody has a handle as sweet as his. Harden. Harden is terrific off the dribble with the drive or the pull-up jump shot. Dennis Schroeder, maybe not of the ilk of those guys, but certainly a handful when he's got the ball in his hands with a live dribble.
Jay, the pass to Isaac. Magic moving the ball around. To the wing right side. That one off the back iron and out.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Here's Lavert, who's guarded by Fournier. Here's Karuch. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Karuch has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
Right now, everyone here at the Barclays Center to welcome to the court, your Nets dancer.
So for the Nets, Allen comes in for JaVale McGee. 1:39 left to play here in the third. Napier dishes to Allen. Now here's Napier. He's covered closely. Laverne finds Napier. 5 to shoot for the lead. Musa. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Musa's got the lead up to 2 now for Brooklyn. Here's Jay, powered down with both hands.
How about that? Redick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his three-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime, though.
Brooklyn's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Allen outside. Pass to Napier. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter of the game, and the basket is good.
And offensively, they seem to have turned a corner.
Yeah, I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but a much better half since they changed hoops. And they're really looking strong here.
Oh, just solid on the one-handed slam.
And guys, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Somebody you can count on. He is an extremely reliable finisher.
And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Karuch is checked in for Brooklyn. Fournier is checked in for the Magic. Passes it to Musa from the arc. It's hauled in by Gordon.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Brooklyn trailing. Now here's Napier. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
You know, sometimes the intensity of the game can lead to brain-neutral plays like that, guys.
Nine seconds left in the third. Jay, the pass to Bamba. There's the triple. They get a hand on it. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Orlando out in front. They're up by 2. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Nets shooting at 46%, making some buckets. So on the floor for Orlando, Aaron Gordon out there with Jay. Then it's Bamba. Then there's Grant. And it's Fournier in at the 2 spot. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Magic.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've worked hard tonight at crashing the boards as well. They've had a bunch of second chance points.
LeVert the pass to McGee. Feeds it to Laverne, and McGee kicks to Napier. Clock is at 3. Shoots over Grant. No good off the front iron.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Nice shot there by Bamba. And it's a 6-point Magic lead.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Here's LeVert. He's covered by Grant. To the middle. Stolen by Bamba. And here again, the Magic in transition. Up the court they go.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Timeout called, the Nets.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
The Nets making a switch here. Randall's checked in. Vucevic checked in for the Magic. Isaac comes in for Aaron Gordon. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Kenny Atkinson had some words for his team during the break. He told them that for now, they have to back off of the three-point line. He said, we don't have to just shoot threes. Let's get the ball in tight for some high-percentage looks inside the paint. Back to you guys.
Here's Randall. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Orlando leading by 10. Jay. A second chance effort. And the basket by Isaac.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Lets it go from 14. Randall no good.
Yeah, really frustrating right now. They just can't seem to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those days. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Sometimes it's just not working for you.
4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Napier finds Randall. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Yeah, refusing to give up anything easy. Solid defense, and I like that attitude.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. One of the buzzwords we hear all the time now, Clark, two-way player. But when you were out there, everyone had to be, it seemed to me, a two-way player.
Yeah, you know what I think is interesting when you see some of these terms that come into vogue. There's not much that's new under the sun in terms of the game. And clearly, two-way players were as valued in the past, even before me, as they are now. I just think it's part of the language of the game now where it's more prevalent.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line. That free throw good from Randall.
After playing just one season of college basketball, Randall entering the NBA with much fanfare, trying to live up to that lofty billing now. It's basically been all him. I mean, he scored most of the points himself.
Nets trail by 11. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's his third foul of the game. And the Nets with possession here. Here's McGee.
And Vucevic is really good at using his quick hands on defense, not making anything easy for scores. Boy, I like seeing that toughness on the offensive glass. Did a nice job judging, anticipating where the miss was going, and then putting it back in. Nicely done.
And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. No good from Jay.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Napier kicks to Randall. Great D that time from Vucevic. Orlando leading by 8. Pass to Isaac. Vucevic with it. He's defended by Randall. Magic moving the ball around. 6 to shoot. Here's Vucevic. Makes it off the glass. And the Magic lead by 10.
It's obvious down in the paint is where Vucevic is most comfortable, just utilizing his size and strength against anybody who tries to defend him.
Randall. Rebounded by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Greg. I mean, they're in a groove right now, up big, hard to envision them losing this lead.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Magic.
Their superior ball handling won it for them.
And fewer turnovers equals greater scoring opportunities. Any coach will tell you that. If you take care of the ball every possession, and this is a perfect example of what happens when you do.
And so taking a look at their season record, this will be win number 31 on the year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season, Greg. You love to get an opponent figured out early when you're going to be seeing them that often.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Jay.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
And so the Magic can now just hold on to the ball. It's good. Jay's got the lead up to 14 now for the Magic.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
And, you know, this is what's needed at this point in the game, Greg. The great teams know how to close it out.
11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The pass to Laverne. The 15-footer. No good on the shot. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.
So it's got like 3 layers of meats and cheeses, and then it's all bread.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. We'll watch the Brooklyn Nets in this one as they go up against the Orlando Magic at Amway Center. Well, for Orlando, the game tonight marks their second of 4 meetings they will play this season, and they come into this one feeling pretty good after winning the last time they met.
Mike is thriller. Blows is trapping souls like Bryce and Tiller. The crib left with the awnings, and that's the very thing that gets me out of the bed in the morning. I got the bread in the corner, got my career in the sauna. I got no fear, just honor. I bled and lived through trauma. First the fat boys break up, then bow wow returns. Now y'all disrespecting the king. I come through there with for claiming they do us dirt and get this disrespecting the scene.
Live from Orlando, 2K Sports proudly brings you the Magic at Amway Center. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge. Last outing for Orlando, they won that game against the Nets in Brooklyn.
I mean, they were so impressive offensively, and when you do that, that can really help you on the road.
I think intensity is the key, right, Greg? When you play with energy on the offensive end, good things usually happen.
By this point in the season, Doris, certain teams have been hit hard by the injury bug, and the truth is the next man up, the next player up can be easier said than done.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, Kevin. Sometimes it's not necessarily when the injury happens, it's who has the injury hit. So a all-star level player, an MVP caliber player, can't necessarily be replaced one for one. So sometimes you've got to make some schematic adjustments, and sometimes you've got to rely on the whole to pick up the one big star that's gone down.
I always thought two characters really revealed when you start losing a couple players to injury.
No doubt, Kevin.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Setting the floor for the Nets, we've got LeVert. JaVale McGee is out there with Julius Randle. Then there's Harris, and it's Napier in at the point. It's the Nets now. The Magic getting the bucket, and the basket is good.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
What fearlessness, right? He likes to go at taller defenders, and he shows he has what it takes to get it done.
And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
I was able to talk with Kenny Atkinson for a minute. He said the big thing is we cannot play hero ball. We've got to be unselfish and trust our offense. We'll see if they can turn the tables around and even up this season series, Kevin. Back to you.
It's great, David. Thanks. For the kind of tough D they're facing today, he's hoping they can get off to a quick start.
And it's essential. When you're facing a strong defensive team, the last thing you can afford to do is fall behind early.
Agreed, Greg, because you're not going to mount a comeback against these guys. A strong first half is absolutely essential if they're going to win this thing.
Here's Napier after the made shot from Jay. Clock at 4. Harris kicks to McGee. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
I'll tell you, it takes fantastic vision and flawless timing to produce an assist like that.
Stolen by McGee. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Here's Randle. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Well, Karis LeVert has great size to see over the defense and terrific vision there.
Here's Jay. No good that time. And Brooklyn will now go the other way with it. Last time they met was in Brooklyn.
And offensively that night, it seemed like anytime they took one step forward, they'd end up taking 2 steps back.
It didn't seem, Greg, like they ever got any rhythm on the offensive end. They were in a hurry to get their shots off. Really difficult to win that way.
Three-pointer. There's JaVale McGee with the rebound. And here's Brooklyn. They're on a 12-4 run right now.
All the officials are all over that one.
The Nets shooting their first free throws here tonight. And he knocks down the first one. Orlando making some changes. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Ross comes in for Fournier. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Jaren Grant. Isaac with the ball. Passes it to Jay. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And it's out of bounds. The Nets will take it the other way. For the Magic, Gordon comes in for Jay. And Jay. The Nets shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
What's up?
and it took them a while to find their touch at the line, but they have been red hot here in the second quarter.
The Magic trail by 13. Jay out there with Vucevic. Then it's Evan Fournier. Then there's Grant, and it's Isaac in at the small forward position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. The Magic shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. Both free throws good from Jay.
I tell you, as good as he is at the line, it allows him to invite contact when he's down low.
And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Oh boy, that's 2 on him now. And if he gets a third foul before halftime, his playing time is going to have to be limited for a bit.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. And here's Harris from the arc. Orlando grabs the miss.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And he goes in for the dunk.
Well, you can see why his teammates love playing with him. Vucevic willing to find the open guy.
Karuch passes to McGee. To the paint, here's Randall. And Vucevic pulls it down. The Magic trail by 9. Lots of room. They get it back. Jay gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass, and that's one of the things he brings to the table.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Nets played superb basketball. He had 29 points, and along with what he did on offense, he had a big defensive night as well. He put up great numbers in a terrific effort. It's not a game that anyone wanted to miss, and he'll be looking for a repeat performance tonight, Kevin.
Okay, David, no doubt he'll have the defense focused on him here after that stunning game last time out.
You better believe it. He'll be looking at double teams, guys up in his jersey all game long.
I think that's the way this guy likes it. He wants a challenge. It makes him more focused, more determined to show what a force he can be.
Good on the triple.
That is such a tough matchup for smaller defenders out there. He can simply shoot right over them.
A floater. McGee with the block. To the middle. Here's LeVert, and down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
You know, and I'm not seeing any urgency out of this defense, especially considering the deficit in the score.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Harris against Fournier. The pass to LeVert. Good, and Harris gets the assist. LeVert's got 4 points this quarter.
Don't you love to see Karis LeVert rise and fire? Perfect form on that release.
Karis LeVert, a player who executives knew had potential, Doris, but they were scared away on draft day.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, the 3 foot surgeries early in the career had a toll on that. But let's remember, the Nets took a chance, and he has more than shown with the ceiling he has what a good decision that was.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
Back to Harris. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Knocks it loose. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here. So for the Magic, Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Gordon comes in for Isaac. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Grant. Knocked away. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Right. I mean, that's solid defense. At the very least, you like seeing them muck it up and make things difficult.
And Orlando making a change here. Ross is checked in. Jay. No good from outside. And so Allen will bring it up for Brooklyn. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
And no one expected them to win that game per se, but no excuse for the way that one ended up.
Being overmatched doesn't mean you should be outworked. I thought they did exactly the opposite.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
That's a beautiful jam.
And I got to say, sort of surprising he goes for a slam that difficult when they're trailing.
But still a magnificent move to the rim. Here's Napier. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
Oh, his power is unbelievable. An intimidating force when he's at his best.
Checking out the group for Kenny Atkinson to start the second half. JaVale McGee is out there with Julius Randle. Then there's Shabazz Napier. Then there's Harris. And it's LeVert in at the 2. Out of offenses, Doris, initiate that high pick-and-roll offense, which is so fun to watch. Which ball handlers do you want running that play for you if you were on the sideline?
Come on now, there are some master manipulators in the pick-and-roll. Let's begin with the great James Harden. We'll begin with his teammate Chris Paul. Steph Curry. You give Steph Curry options to read in a pick-and-roll, he's going to make the right choice. There are a lot of guys who can manipulate the defense in a pick-and-roll, but those 3 are at the top of my list.
Napier with it. Now defended by Grant. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Randle no good. The Magic trail by 4. It's Fournier on the wing. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Fournier's got 6 points.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Here's Randle. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. And that's now 10 points for Julius Randle.
Well, this is the classic hot hand, right? If he can keep it up, their lead will be safe.
And there it is for him. 22 points for Jay.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Napier up top. He's covered by Grant. Here's Randle on target from 13 feet. Randle's got 4 points now in the quarter. The Magic have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. Pass to Jay. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. So the wing on the left. Here's LeVert. He's covered by Isaac. And Randle throws it down.
And how about the excellent court vision? Just keeping the defense off balance.
I'll tell you, Greg, his passing has been absolutely outstanding. He is threading the needle right now.
Grant surveying the D. Outside Fournier. Passes it to Jay. For 3. JaVale McGee grabs the miss. McGee's got 5 rebounds tonight. To the inside, Randle. That's good again. His 7th basket. 7 for 10 from the floor. Now a timeout called by Orlando. Nice game. Great performance by Julius Randle.
Well, you wonder if with this timeout they're going to shake things up defensively because everything they've thrown at him to this point has not worked. He's on a roll.
Trapping souls like Bryson Tiller. The crib left with the awnings, and that's the very thing that gets me out of the bed in the morning. I got the bread in the corner, got my career in the center. I got no fear of dishonor. I bled and lived through trauma. First the fat boys break up, then bow down the tires. Now y'all disrespecting the king. I come through there with claiming they do it dirt and get to just disinfecting the scene. I'm what you call the epitome.
So a new group on the floor for Orlando. Here's someone who's really been playing well, earning the... Musa passes to Laverne. Nets passing it around. And Harris wide open. He shoots. No good on the three. The Magic trail by 8. Here's Jay. Another miss by Orlando.
Boy, despite the miss, he did a really good job shaking himself completely free from the defense.
And it's Harris with the ball for the Nets. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game.
4th foul of the night. Now he needs to be smart, can't reach in and pick up something foolish.
For Brooklyn, they had put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
To me, Karis LeVert has tons of upside. This is a 6'7" guard with an outstanding skill set.
Nice shot there by Bamba. Bamba's got 9.
That is really solid offense. You cannot waste those chances.
Here's LeVert. Buries it from 3-point range. And the Nets lead by 11.
Oh, Kevin, fast release from Karis LeVert. The timing on the pull-up jumper, pretty.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And we'll be right back after this. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
And, Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. They've got Bamba, Jay out there with Aaron Gordon. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Grant in at the point. That's who's out there for Orlando. It's stolen by Harris. Here's LeVert. He's covered by Grant. A nice shot by LeVert.
Boy, I love the way Karis LeVert is attacking. This guy is a skilled guard with tremendous speed.
Here's Jay, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Amazing individual performance, but you'd like to see more guys start to get involved. I don't know if he can do it alone.
Nets leading by 11. Pass to Musa. The pass to LeVert from downtown. Orlando grabs the miss. Bamba's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Grant's got it back down to within single digits for the Magic. Here's Musa, covered by Redick. And here's Laverne. Here's LeVert. That shot is off, coming up empty for the second time this game. 4 for 6 to the inside. Pass to Jay. He kicks to Gordon. Down low, here's Jay. Uses both hands to slam it down.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up a dunk.
You know, that's why we say move without the basketball. You'll be rewarded.
Here's LeVert. He's covered by Grant. Shot clock at 6. Musa passes to Allen. Lets it go with a 3. Orlando grabs the miss. Gordon's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Well, there's no consistency from the field in this quarter. We'll see if he can get his shot going.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn.
Yeah, and the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they've got to talk about.
Well, I think they've got to ramp up the pressure. There's no excuse for letting them score at will in the paint. Make them feel you.
Orlando making some changes. Vucevic checked in for Bamba. Jonathan Isaac comes in for Aaron Gordon, and Fournier subbed in for J.J. Redick. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Hey, guys, I was able to catch Kenny Atkinson's message to his team. He told them, hey, they're ready to give up. We're close to winning this game, but we're not done yet. I don't want to see any let-up out there. We'll see how well we got the point across.
Wow, evolving before our eyes. Jonathan Isaac wanting the big bucket. Go ahead.
And Jay gets the whistle that time. That will be foul number 5 on him. Randall surveying the D. Inside, LeVert. No good, unable to end this run.
It's really a tale of two quarters. Shot it so well in the last, but this one can't get anything to fall. Really taking advantage of every scoring opportunity. They've somehow found a way to make this thing exciting.
And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Havoc, unleashing a little bit of chaos. McGee finds Napier. Here's LeVert. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Harris. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And so Grant will bring it up for Orlando. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points.
Wow, Vucevic with the big-time delivery. The Montenegrin says, that's my shot.
Napier kicks to Randall. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Napier's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Here's Jay, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Randall outside. Kicks it to McGee. And the layup's good off the glass. Well, as we move into the fourth, it's been an even game.
Guys, teams have exchanged the lead 5 times thus far.
For Orlando, they've gotten all 8 of their shots in the fourth quarter to drop. Truly remarkable.
And he's just putting the team on his back when he's needed most.
Don't you just love to see that confidence when taking these big shots?
Here's Randall. Rebound by Jay. And it's the Magic's ball. They're on an 18-4 run right now. Back to Fournier. To the paint. Jay, he's defended by Randall. No good from Jay. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Harris passes to LeVert. Napier kicks to Randall. Rebounded by Vucevic. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
And you know what? Smart foul. You got to try and extend the game.
Here's Orlando now. It's a 1-point game. And so they foul intentionally. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he does get the second one. And that will put them up by 2. Timeout called, the Nets. They're behind by 2. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
And it all comes down to this. Still enough time on the clock that they should be able to get a real good look.
My question is, will they go for the 2 to tie or 3 to win?
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Jay.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
Here's LeVert. Now here's Napier. Randall outside. Floats one up. And that's an intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Well, that's going to do it. The only chance they had was for him to miss those. Instead, he's absolutely perfect.
And so the big win by Orlando in a tight game. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna get up with it sometime. Try to get the court in the house, get everything refurbished, repainted, and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just get all.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, as good as they've been, they know this one won't be easy, trying to steal a road win against a very capable team. And both teams are up for this one. And the front lines for both teams tonight, powerful, explosive. Shaq, what's the key these days to building a great front court?
Well, the more versatile, the better, but it's more about skill and brute strength.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Just a reminder, folks, to make certain easier, bigger and different. Coming to the game, you get a bigger and
Introducing the starters for your Atlanta Hawks! The Hawks play before the hometown crowd, and we've got it live right here from Atlanta, Georgia. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Last outing for Orlando, they won that game against the Nets. And they showed a lot of heart in that one, getting down early, but put together a terrific run to sold it away in the end.
And just looking at the stats, you can see, man, they were efficient on this night.
Yeah, the defense did nothing disruptive in the game, so good patience. It led to good shot selection, and then look at the excellent shooting percentage from the field.
Now the starting group for Orlando. Grant is out there with Evan Fournier. Then there's Jonathan Isaac, and it's Vucevic, and it's Jay in at the power forward position. Here's Gasol. And good that time. And we see it so often, Brent. A good team gets up for a big game, and they win. And then they fall down with their performance and lose to an inferior club the very next game.
Interesting point, because last year we saw this so much with the eventual champion Golden State Warriors, where they just seemed to be disillusioned with some of the competition on a given night, playing down to their competition. So if I was a coach in this league, I would use them as an example that even the best team in the business struggles with this, and you have to find a way out of it. We're not the Warriors. We want to be the Warriors. So we got to break out of this funk a lot quicker, and this cannot be part of our identity as we move forward.
Good on the bucket. Collins has got his first 2 points.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
No good from Jay.
Well, the D did their job there. Excellent contest to alter the close ranger.
Prince misses.
You got to make that. The defense was far from terrible, but, man, that's an easy shot.
And it's good, 2 points.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Well, you have to be able to trust each other on the defensive end of the floor. Otherwise, the whole thing is just going to crumble.
Gasol kicks to Collins. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
I really like the awareness, noticing that he's got the mismatch, and then he just used his size as his advantage on the layup.
Right side, Fournier. And it's Vucevic in the corner. Here's Jay. Rebound, Atlanta.
And forcing the miss there. He just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Now, here's Collins. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. And finished off by Collins.
Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot.
Pass to Jay. Now, here's Isaac. Guarded by Prince. Grant the pass to Vucevic. Orlando moving the ball around. 4 on the clock. That one, no good. Gasol with the defensive effort.
And even now in his mid-30s, Marc Gasol is fantastic. He gives you everything you want at that center position. Strong defender and rebounder, and he has a host of ways to get you buckets.
Atlanta making a switch here. Bazemore's checked in. Bamba's checked in for the Magic. Orlando trailing here. Passes to Jay. He kicks it to Fournier. Shoots over Bazemore. The shot's good from Fournier. And with Gasol, he continues to develop his outside shot, Greg, to act as a stretch center now.
Yeah, and really the combination of his three-ball shooting and his passing really, even at this stage of his career, makes him a tough cover. You worry if he'll settle too much for that outside shot, but boy, when he is on, there are few answers for slowing him down.
Here's Jay. The basket is good. That's his 6th attempt and his 3rd make.
And that's about as easy as it gets. Not many guys are going to blow wide open layups at the professional level like that.
Stolen away. Count it. Jay's got 8 points.
I love the pace he's playing with, letting his offense come to him naturally and then building upon this lead for his team.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Fred Hoiberg gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He told me they'll be looking to stretch the defense with their ability to knock down shots from deep. He said success on the outside will translate to success on the inside. Sounds like instead of going inside out, they're going to go outside in. Interesting. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. Always want to get those threes. 2 minutes now played in the second quarter, and it's Prince outside at the 3 with Collins down at the power forward. Young and Bazemore team up in the backcourt, and it's Gasol at the center locking down the middle. So that's the Hawks 5.
And the comparisons to Steph Curry, it's understandable. Young's shooting ability is off the charts.
And he sinks the second. Well, Brent, as a former dunk contest winner, I have to ask your thoughts on one of the great Hawks of all time, the terrific human highlight film, Dominique Wilkins.
Well, Dominique, one of the greatest athletes this game has ever seen, and one of the most feared dunkers, obviously, of his era. You remember a lot of the highlights with Neek coming in, flying in, and finishing off a shot that might have missed from the opposite wing, and going up over the top and 2 or 3 guys. So he certainly doesn't get enough credit nationally for the type of offensive firepower that Neek provided for his beloved Atlanta Hawks for years and years.
The Atlanta Hawks coming to this one after the win against Indiana. The shot's good from Jay.
I tell you, Isaac has great vision for a big man. Can see over defenders easily thanks to that size.
Lets a floater go. A miss that time would have put him up. And so Bazemore will bring it up for the Atlanta Hawks. Kicks to Collins. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. Collins has got 8 points. The Magic have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. The rebound by Prince.
And you're just not going to see him do that very often. Usually when he rises up, there's a guarantee it's going down. And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
They get it again. Vucevic, 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. They get Marc Gasol. Orlando shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line, and the first one drops. Brent, as we take a look at lineups around the NBA, teams trying to go with 5 highly skilled players at once. Where does that leave the traditional big?
Well, most teams just don't have one now, Kevin. I mean, they're just not on the roster.
They're hard to find, yeah.
Well, they're hard to find, but there just aren't many out there. So a lot of teams just elect not to have one. And what we're seeing over the course of the last couple years is the matchups when all of a sudden a Whiteside is going to see a Drummond, or you're going to see all of a sudden Valanciunas play against DeAndre Jordan. It's usually because you have one, we'll play ours kind of mentality.
Well-coordinated shot mechanics, especially for a guy with his length.
Yeah, he's certainly able to shoot over the top of people. High percentage look right there from the mid-range.
Prince wide open. And it's off the back rim, no good.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Thompson's got himself on the board with 3 there.
That is Thompson's shot. Just a great rhythm shooter and fully confident in his perimeter game.
And the shot drops as they pick up 2 points from Jay. A lot of give and take between these sides early.
And both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
Collins kicks to Thompson. Fires from the line. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
Wow, huge sigh of relief for the defense on that possession. You cannot give mid-range shooters any space like that to operate.
Hawks have gone 6 of 11 from the floor. Over 50% shooting here in the second quarter. Pass to Prince. Back to Collins. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Magic lead by 1. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Atlanta.
You know I come around and rock it. I'm right for Sean Tyson. Hold up, tag on.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half, and he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Yeah, there's not any guy defensively that was bodying him up or contesting the shot, so right now he's feasting.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And so in the game for the Magic, Jonathan Isaac is out there with Jay. Then there's Grant. Then it's Evan Fournier. And it's Vucevic in at the 5 down low. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Nets was outstanding. He finished with 36 points, and there really wasn't much you could do to stop him. He shot it efficiently from both the floor and the foul line. It's rare to see any player put up numbers like that. It's likely a game he'll always remember. Kevin?
Thanks for checking in, D.A. He was phenomenal for them in that game. It was fun to watch.
And not just fun for us, but it had to be fun for him as well. Everything was working, and he just seemed to enjoy and embrace every minute of it.
And I love having fun, but fun comes at a cost, and that cost is work and effort. So let's not get too far away from that tonight. He was a workhorse in this one.
And Marc Gasol, a force on both ends of the floor. You forget, Greg, that he's won a Defensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, Gasol doesn't really wow you on defense with what he does. I mean, he gets blocks, but it's really his positioning and his rotations are what make him so great. Always involved in plays, and he just seems to be able to protect the rim and a terrific team defender.
The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Count it. Good.
Well, Thompson doesn't have the ball in his hands a lot to make plays, but he's a good, quick decision maker when he's decisive like that.
The Magic shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. No good on the free throw. Rufus checked in for Marc Gasol. And he's good on the second. The Hawks leading by 5. Stolen away. Here's Jay. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
Yeah, he picked up the ball clean. He has a sneaky court awareness that you have to be careful around. That time results in the steal.
2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. To the inside. Here's Thompson. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Thompson's got 5 points so far.
Never see Klay Thompson react too much. Very calm, very cool, and he's collecting points right now.
That's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic.
Mohamed Bamba.
Here's Jay. A three-pointer off the mark.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
And it's blocked.
And the giant wingspan of Bamba strikes again. Just fantastic at spiking shots.
There's a minute left in the third quarter. And there's the pass to Jay. The Magic again can't hit.
His touch has just been a little bit absent this quarter, and he's missing a ton of shots.
Gasol. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Here's Bamba. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Bamba's got his third basket of the night right there.
And the closer to the basket Bamba is, the more effective he is. Outstanding at using his size inside.
And Bamba pulls it down. The Magic trail by 7. To the middle. Here's Gordon. And the rejection by Collins. Bazemore finds Gasol. Thompson left side. And here's Prince outside. But they recover it. And so it's Atlanta heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Right back after this break. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Doesn't happen with every point guard in the league as far as setting your teammates up. Lots more scorers now, but right there creating the scoring opportunity for his teammate.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And it's Prince outside at the 3 with Collins down at the power forward. Klay Thompson is out there with Kent Bazemore. And it's Gasol at center. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Vucevic checked in for Orlando.
Nikola Vucevic.
Outside Fournier. Orlando moving the ball around. It will go down, and the Hawks' lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Jay.
Those defenders just looked a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Down low, here's Collins. He can't get that one to fall. So Orlando will take it the other way. Here's Jay, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. It's Prince on the wing. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Back to Thompson. 5 on the clock. Pass to Gasol. From past the arc. Rebound by the Magic.
He's been a little bit disappointing in this game. However, his team has his back. They need a little bit more help from him. The human aspect of basketball. You cannot fault the shot selection. He had a clean look. You just can't make them all.
And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Young's checked in for Atlanta. Atlanta calls timeout. And with the fourth quarter push coming up here, the coach going over the game plan and these players rehydrating themselves with Gatorade, recharging their bodies, refocusing their minds, and getting that strategy down to close out the game. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. Fred Hoiberg was talking with his team during the break. With this game in the balance, he really came after his guys. He said, this is our time. Right now, be in the moment with each other. Do your job, and I promise you we'll win this game. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Here's Jay, and stolen by Prince. From 20 feet out. And the shot falls short this time. The Magic trail by 3. Here's Isaac. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
That one drops. He ties it up.
And the overall skill set that Isaac possesses really off the charts. A big man who can run the floor, but also with that wingspan can defend the rim.
And Young kicks to Gasol. Here's Thompson. Back to Gasol. And stolen by Fournier. Grant the pass to Jay. Isaac lays it up and banks it in. Isaac's got the lead up to 2 now for the Magic.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Pass to Collins. Outside Gasol. Six to shoot. From deep, Prince, and he's good on the 3-ball.
Well, the bigger the possession, the more engaged Taurean Prince is. Wow.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
And sometimes you just want a reminder of what our objectives are tonight.
Yeah, get everyone on the same page and point it in the right direction.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, John Collins.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hands.
Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession. For Atlanta, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Back to Young. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Back to Collins. Here's Gasol, and he comes up with the deuce. And now it's a 3-point Atlanta lead.
And he knows how to make good use of his size in that low block. And Gasol's inside game is very refined. There's a smoothness to how he approaches it.
Grant kicks to Fournier. Drops in the tray.
A pretty free look from 3-point range. The D forgot about him on that possession.
Well, you concern yourself with the other guys who you think are going to damage you, and he stepped up and delivered that huge 3-point shot.
Pass to Thompson. The kick out to Young. Shoots it. They grab their own miss. And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for Orlando. Here's Jay. And again, it's Orlando converting.
This team really feeds off of one another in terms of their energy.
At least in the second half they have been. The first half wasn't played anywhere near this intense.
Atlanta calls timeout. They're behind by 2. 1:16 left in the fourth quarter. Now Young. He kicks to Thompson. 1:06 left in the fourth. That one drops for him. 8 points for Marc Gasol.
I do so enjoy watching a bounce pass executed that perfectly.
The Magic have gotten 7 of their 8 shots to fall here in the fourth. A tremendous offensive output.
Oh, shocking there. That one's amazing.
Well, you play your heart out all night long, and then just 1 or 2 shots at the end decide the outcome.
The Hawks have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting an even 50% from the field. Young dishes to Collins. Gasol finds Young. 6 on the shot clock. And it's out of bounds for the Hawks as Atlanta retains possession. Thompson inside the line, sinks it. A huge shot to tie it up.
He's a guy that lives for a big moment like that. Great focus and courage in the clutch.
Here's Jay. Money!
And just keeping his teammates involved. This is the kind of leadership you like to see.
Well, you could trademark this brand of basketball, running through the progressions and working around for decent looks.
Feeds to Collins. Oh, wow, a huge basket to tie the game.
And that's the advantage of having a lead guard who can both pass and shoot. Young draws attention and takes advantage of a poor rotation defensively. And big-time buckets there. They've got to play for a stop here with the 2-point lead. Most important thing, no open threes.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 2. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
You know what? You can go for the 3 to win or the 2 to tie. What's your choice in a situation like this?
I really like when you run plays that have options, get to either one, and take the best shot available.
Thompson left side. For the tie. Oh, he had a chance there to send it to overtime, but they come up empty-handed. And so the big win by Orlando in a tight game. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And that about wraps it up. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Yeah, it was a charge. That's what I saw. Yeah,
definitely.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Tonight, it's the Orlando Magic as they'll be playing against the Charlotte Hornets. Some pretty good basketball lately for Charlotte. They are putting together an impressive stretch of basketball. Only one loss in their last 8 games. We'll see if that continues.
Don't miss out on any upcoming Magic home games. Visit us online or at the ticket.
The starting lineup of the visiting Charlotte Hornets.
And now introducing your Orlando Magic. At point guard, at 6'3", number 22, Jared Grant. Starting at the other guard, 6 feet 7 inches, number 10, Evan Fournier. At small forward, 6 feet 10 inches, number 1, Jonathan Isaac. Number 9 center from USC, Nick Vucevic. Starting at the other forward position, 6 feet 10 inches, number 13, Jay. The head coach for your team. Once again, your Orlando Magic.
Live from Orlando, 2K Sports proudly brings you the Magic at Amway Center. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Looking at the last game for the Orlando Magic, it was a win against the Hawks in Atlanta. And guys, it could have gone either way. Nearly won that one by 2.
Away from home, you got to execute, and they did that flawlessly.
Yeah, and they also controlled the pace of the game for most of the night. Outstanding effort in a hostile environment.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. Walker and Monk are the guard tandem. Hernan Gomez out there with Ilyasova. And it's Batum in at the 3 spot. You know, right around, Chris, this time of year, often top contenders begin to separate themselves from the rest of the team.
Yeah, now is when guys start feeling comfortable. They're getting into their groove, Kevin. This is when they're getting their mojo back, and they're in their roles, and they got their timing. And now you just have to let the ability show through. And how do you do that? By realizing that your muscle memory, realizing that you practice, realizing that you put in the hours, trusting that, and now going out and just being yourself and embracing the moment.
Here's Jay, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. The Magic shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And I think this is a strength of this team. Solid numbers at the line across the board, 77% collectively.
No luck that time either.
That's not like him at all. Well, I mean, he's been so steady up until those.
To the paint, here's Vucevic, and he banks in the layup.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, that opening right there, that's just because the defense failed to rotate.
Now here's Walker, and he really did play well against Chicago in that last game. Here's Jay. That one drops for him. Jay's got his first basket.
I love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Grant against Walker, 14 feet away. No good off the front iron.
Something affected him on that shot, and it wasn't the defense.
No good from Jay. Charlotte's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, I got to talk to James Borrego a bit a few minutes ago. He said they know the challenge going up against this team that can score so many points in a hurry. He said we cannot try to match these guys basket for basket and get away from our defense. Because if you slack off these shooters even a little bit, then they really go off. We'll see if they can find that balance tonight and even this season series. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks as always, David. Well, they know what their toughest job is going to be today.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always hard to go up against a team that can light it up like this. You can't let them hit the ground running.
Yeah, easier to say than do. I mean, with the weapons they have, they force such tough matchups. It's hard to stay with them. Multi-talented platoon. He has all the skills. He has the strength, the length, the athleticism. I mean, for him, it's all about staying aggressive on both ends of the floor.
Now, here's Walker. Right now, checking his stats, he's averaging over 23 points a game. And the shot goes down.
And Monk is used to that aggressive type defense, especially when he's that close to the basket. Takes pride in really taking on the teeth of the defense.
Shot's good from Jay.
From Darren Grant.
And it's Walker with the ball, bringing it up for the Charlotte Hornets. Trailing by 4. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And I feel like the defense was one step behind all night. I mean, they never made the adjustments to string together a few stops.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Ross comes in for Isaac. J.J. Redick's checked in for Evan Fournier. And D.J. Augustine subbed in for Jaren Grant. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Zeller, he's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Kaminsky comes in for Ilyasova. Bridges, he's checked in for Nicholas Batum. And Tony Parker subbed in for Walker. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Parker passes to Kaminsky. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Such an advantage for Kaminsky. He can finish inside with either hand.
To the paint, here's Ross. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Parker kicks to Monk. Here's Kaminsky. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Now, here's Monk. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Kaminsky misses.
Thought he was going to be able to take advantage of the D there. He had the space.
Here's Ross, and the jam by Ross.
Oh, he caught him in stride with the lead pass. Now that was timing.
There's 38 seconds left here in the first quarter. Pass to Bridges. The 3. Rebounded by Jay. Jay's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Ross passes to Jay. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. Now the pass to Zeller. Parker outside. To the paint. Here's Kaminsky. That's tipped. And so it's the Orlando Magic holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And so a new group on the floor for Orlando. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Cody Zeller. Ilyasova comes in for Fareed. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Monk. And it's Kemba Walker in for Parker. On the court for Charlotte, Walker and Batum are the guard pair. Ilyasova out there with Bridges. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the center, filling out the middle. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Hawks was all business. He scored 32 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. He played a tremendous all-around game, and you love to see that type of effort. We'll see if he can maintain that kind of energy tonight.
All right, David, thank you, guys. Could you believe that performance? Wow.
I mean, it was really something to see. I mean, he showed everybody just how special he is when he is on his game.
Oh, yeah. Once he got him on the ropes, he never let them off the hook. It was full-speed energy basketball at its greatest.
Walker's shot is off.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Count that one.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
I mean, I don't know whether to say it's amazing or it's sad, but you're down double digits and you still allow an uncontested layup. Where is the pride? Where is your heart?
That shot, no good. Great D that time from Vucevic.
He's not the only one to blame for them being behind, but he hasn't helped their cause much.
Count the basket.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
And Walker kicks to Bridges. Pass to Hernangomez. Great D that time from Vucevic.
I'm not sure if the D bothered him or if he just lost concentration on that one, but that's a layup he should convert.
And good that time. Jay's got 8 here in the quarter.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Walker the pass to Bridges. Grant against Walker. On the wing, Batum. To end the run. No good on that one. And so it's Orlando with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, you have been getting it done tonight. Scoring, rebounding, everything. How have you played, and where have you found all this energy?
Well, no. See, you guys understand, this hasn't just been me. Yeah, as a team, we're playing with a lot of heart tonight. You know, these guys, they boxing out, they're playing physical, and that's allowed me to get a lot of easy shots and get a lot of rebounds.
Teammates getting it done, individuals getting it done as well. Great combination, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Yeah, the kind of leadership he provides, the pinpoint passing, we saw it all there on display in that first half.
Well, as a finisher, you're expected to play in that kind of environment because you know you can get the ball at any time.
They've got Jonathan Isaac, Fournier out there with Grant. Then there's Jay, and it's Vucevic in at the 5 spot. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half. You know, C-Web, every player wants to play in a system where what they do best is always highlighted. It brings out their strong points. What are some of the plays or actions that best suited your skills when you play?
One of the things that I needed was a great point guard, so whether it was Rod Strickland, whether it was Avery Johnson in Golden State, of course my man Jay Will, and that was guys that could get me the ball, that would trust, that would throw it up. Also, then that I could handle the ball, draw a double team, and get it out to them, and they could knock down the shot. Having a great shooter like Apeja would allow me to grab a double team and to look for him on the opposite side. So I needed teams that had great ball movement, that had players that could knock down the open shot, and then a team that could run would allow me to push the break or allow me to fill in the break and kind of do everything. Teams that would allow me to be positionless and not just be rigid or old in their ways and say, we play old traditional basketball that doesn't allow anyone to flourish with what they've been working on in the offseason.
Magic leading by 16. It's Fournier on the wing. Off target from outside. The Hornets have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Bamba is checked in for the Magic. Reddick comes in for Fournier. The Hornets also changing it up. Frank Kaminsky, he's checked in for Ilyasova. And Parker subbed in for Walker. Charlotte calls timeout.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they've got to talk about.
Oh, this is no question about it. And you wonder if these matchups aren't favoring them right now.
Charlotte making a switch here. Zeller's checked in. Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Now, here's Monk, covered by Reddick. And here is Monk. He has 7. Clock at 6. Shoots the 3. The three-pointer is right on target. Monk's got 8 points in the quarter.
And it takes a lot to shake Monk off his game. Even if you surround him, he just seems to find a way to score.
Bamba passes to Jay. Nails the 16-footer. Jay's got it, got 23 points.
This score will be very different without his offense. He's been terrific.
You know, C-Webb, J.J. Redick has just continued to age well. He's a fantastic player now into his 30s.
Well, Redick keeps adding to his game, but the shooting never changes. He's shot well over 40 from deep for his career. Redick is a player who doesn't rely on his burst or his first step to score. I mean, he can keep playing like this for a long time.
Inside, here's Jay. Makes it off the glass. Jay's got 9 points here in the second half.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Parker kicks to Batum. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Shot clock at 6. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. Here's Kaminsky. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And now we have a moment to recognize the player of the week in the Eastern Conference, Jay.
Basketball is one of the few sports where good offense beats good defense, and nobody has had better offense than him lately. I don't think there's anybody in the league that could have slowed him down on offense. He was unstoppable, to say the least.
Hornets trail by 19. Here's Monk. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I'd love to hear his explanation to Coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
And so it's Parker with it. He'll bring it up for Charlotte. Following this game, they'll hit the road to challenge the Pacers at Pacers Arena in Indianapolis. And their road trip is only getting started as that's the second of 6 for them. Orlando making some changes. Gordon's checked in for Isaac. Ross comes in for J.J. Redick. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Grant. And then for Charlotte, Kenneth Faried comes in for Kaminsky. And it's Bridges in for Nicholas Batum. Here's Monk. Drains it from beyond the arc. Monk's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Taking things into his own hands. He's been a beast this quarter.
Here's Jay, and he jams it with authority.
He was ready to go tonight. I mean, he's made more plays than anyone else out there. No question about it.
.56 seconds left to play here in the third. Parker against Augustine. Parker passes to Monk. Out left to the wing. Here's Bridges. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
I tell you, Bridges, you see the athleticism.
Substitution on the court.
Orlando leading by 18. On the court for the Hornets. Hernan Gomez out there with Ilyasova. Then there's Parker. Then it's Bridges. And it's Walker in at the point guard position. Tipped away. It's stolen by Vucevic. Oh, and here we go. Isaac's got the fast break chance.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Yeah, guys, and the finish is the perfect capper. I mean, taking it all the way to the 10. No, you can't lay that pass in there any better.
The Magic have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. No good from Jay. Hornets trail by 18. Walker taking his time here. Kicks it to Ilyasova. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker.
3.
Walker's got his 3rd assist on the night. Here's Jay, and he slams that one down.
And how about the excellent court vision, just keeping the defense off balance?
Well, if you're his teammate, you love this right now because all you have to do is focus on finishing.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Outside, Walker. Charlotte getting another chance here. Bridges kicks to Hernan Gomez. Just 5 on the clock. There's Walker with the 3. He doesn't hit that one. And Orlando will come the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. When you were playing on the road, obviously the fans would yell things and, try to get under your skin. C-Web, you remember any instance when it really bothered you and took effect?
Maybe when I would go home and play for the Pistons, I'd see some fan in the green and white, and maybe Steve Smith, my partner, paid him to be there. But, the Michigan State fans, the gold blue or that type of thing. Or in Ohio, it's very funny, in Ohio, if they want to boo, if they want to get the crowd pumped up, all they do is put a big Michigan M up there, and the crowd will go crazy and boo. So Ohio, usually my people in Ohio State and Cleveland, they always, had something to say. No, but it was more like, you suck, Ohio State is the best, Michigan State, you should have come here, that type of stuff. And you kind of look back, give a guy a wink, knock her down a jump shot, and put your fingers to your lips and just say, shh, you don't want to get me upset. Let sleeping dogs lie.
Oh, that's great.
That's great.
Oof, rough shooting night tonight, but you can't fault him for the effort.
The shot's good from Fournier.
The tenacity, the attention to detail. It's why these guys are in complete control.
Well, they continue to extend the lead. Terrific play on both ends of the court.
Ilyasova can't hit.
That defense is as good as a block. I mean, what looks to be a layup turns into nothing.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Orlando.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And on the year, this will turn out to be win number 34 for them.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Jay.
Well, he showed what it takes to be a great rebounder tonight. Fighting for position, boxing out, never getting outworked down low.
The shot by Monk is no good.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think. And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Yeah, with a double-digit lead at this point, they can pretty much mark this one up in the win column.
To the left side wing. 13 feet away. That one doesn't drop. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Down low. Here's Gordon. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator?
At this point, it's just icing on the cake. Terrific run, closes it out.
And Jay gets the whistle that time. That will be foul number 5 on him. They swipe it.
Playing a little cornerback there. Anticipates the pass and jumps the route.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
Don't pick up the phone, you know he's only calling because he's looking alone. 2, don't let him in, you have to kick him out again. 3, don't be a friend, you know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And you ain't getting over him. I got no rules.
Hey,
Yo.
we need you in the press conference room. 5 minutes.
Gotcha. Be right there, man.
See you there.
It's a good game. Good game.
Go get him.
Hey, thanks, Charlie.
AI, you were all over the glass in this one, and it was a big reason the team won the game. Has the rebounding been an even bigger focus for you in practice lately?
Yeah, it really has been a focus for me lately. Coach has been pushing me to be more relentless and that comes out most often when I'm on the glass. So, I was happy to get this win, and I was definitely happy to contribute.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Magic in Orlando. Well, for Orlando, they must be satisfied with the way things have gone for them over the first few months. They've played with confidence and composure and have won more than their share.
Okay, fans, who wants a free t-shirt? We've got t-shirt cannons pointed around all the stadium for the loudest section. So make yourself heard and heads up. Don't miss out on any games.
Greetings, everyone. Glad to have you here with us on this Wednesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sport. And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, we know Rockets coach Mike D'Antoni was the architect of the 7 seconds or less offense in Phoenix.
Great stuff, DA. Thanks. And kind of rare, a battle of the pivot men tonight, Clark. What are some of the traditional things a center you think can still do to help his team win in this era of basketball?
Well, I think there are a number of things. One, you think about taking up space at both ends, being a rim protector defensively, and also quarterbacking the defense from behind the perimeter defenders is one way. And then on the offensive end, banging that glass, setting solid screens, again, using size to take up space and put pressure on the defense.
There'll always be room for the big man in this game, though, don't you think?
Oh, I don't think there's any question about it. His role changes, what all he does changes, but some of the basics never go out of style.
A look at the opening lineup for the Houston Rockets. Paul and Harden are the incredible backcourt duo. Cephalosha is out there with P.J. Tucker, and it's Capella in at center. Now here is Cephalosha. D right on him. 6 to shoot. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden. And powering into the first week of the new year, here's a brand new look at the power rankings. You look at the Rockets, they're stuck in the same spot, but still a top 10 team.
And checking out the Magic, they continue to obliterate expectations because they found a way to get the most out of the guys on this roster.
And the rebound goes to the Rockets. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season.
It's not often we get to see this matchup, but it is a doozy when we do. Just two powerhouse teams facing off.
Really easy to tell that this is an important game, Greg. I mean, I don't know if the crowd will get a chance to take a breath in this one.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Well, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
And they pick up 2.
Boy, so crafty a player is James Harden. I mean, when he gets inside, he finds all kinds of ways and manner in which to score.
And it's good for 2. 6 points for Jay.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Fournier against Harden, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in.
Harden is an elite shooter. Somebody who thrives at overcoming whatever the defense throws at him. He likes that chess match, and he usually comes out on top.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. We felt it. Even over here, we felt it.
It's the best way to do it, as long as you don't get teed up for it.
To the middle, here's Capella, and the dunk by Capella.
Love how aggressive Harden is in the pick and roll. Exceptional at shooting and passing after getting the screen.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. And an interesting look here at the top assisting point guards this season. Setting up teammates, being a playmaker. One of the hallmarks of being a premier point guard in the NBA. Number 1, Chris Paul.
And for the purist out there, he has been fun to watch with the ball in his hands. I mean, he can make any pass on the court and create so many easy baskets for his teammates.
Call him their heart and soul. I mean, their offense would be completely different if he wasn't the guy running the show.
Harden inside the three-point line, and they're unable to get the tying basket there. And James Harden taking home the MVP award in 2018, and Clark, well deserved.
It sure was, Kevin. A career mark in scoring a league-high 30 points a game. The first player ever to drop 60 points as part of a triple-double. It certainly was his year.
For the Magic, Bamba comes in for Vucevic, and DJ Augustine subbed in for Jaren Grant. And then for Houston, Nene comes in for PJ Tucker, and Gordon subbed in for Thabo Sefolosha. Capella kicks to Harden. Another miss by Houston.
Seems like he's in a hurry. He's kind of rushing his shot. Clearly out of rhythm right now. That's a big reason why they're losing.
Count that bucket.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Here's Jay. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Yeah, nice vision from the little fella there, Augustine. Making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. And here's Harden for 3, and another 3 for Houston.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
And the dunk by Bamba.
And how about the 9'6" standing reach Bamba has? I mean, it's unguardable this close. Dunks it with such ease.
Ball against Augustine. Got a piece of it. Here's the break. Launches it. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
Jay, the rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on, I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
Fournier against Harden. Paul left side. Will it go? And Bamba pulls it down. Fournier gets a wide open look. And so it's the Orlando Magic going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We've got more in store for you right after this. A unique upbringing for Clint Capella. Spent years in a welfare orphanage in Switzerland. He said,
even as a kid, I wasn't even dreaming about that far. I would say that.
Justin and Spot. So a new group on the floor for Orlando. And the Rockets making a change here. The shot from the low post is good. Fournier's got 7.
And it's hard to deal with Fournier if you're defending him. I mean, he makes good decisions, whether he's passing or shooting the ball, and that makes him hard to guard.
Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jay out there with Vucevic, and it's Isaac in at the 3. That's who's out there for Orlando. 5 on the clock. Paul is doubled. Houston needs to get a shot. And Nene with the stuff.
They know he's looking for him, so it's easy to see why Paul's teammates love him.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Hornets put on a show. He finished with 39 points, and in addition to his scoring, he also finished with a season high in rebounds. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
Well, Greg, you know where I'm going. He was a stat sheet stuffer in that game. Did a little bit of everything and did it all well.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Paul with the bucket.
Boy, after having a tough time in the first, he's managed to turn it around nicely this quarter.
And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for the Orlando Magic. They get to take on the Blazers at Portland after this one. That's the first of 6 played on the road.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
All up top. Last game with 30 points. Gordon with no one around, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Gordon's got his first 3 points of the game. Here's Jay, laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
This is some kind of performance we're seeing from him today. He has yet to miss a shot.
Rockets trail by 14. Paul outside. Knight on the wing, lets the 3 fly, and again it's the Rockets from deep.
And you know, Paul is a certain Hall of Famer as a dime dropper, a dynamite playmaker who continues to wow us with his passing ability.
And so it's Orlando holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks. Nick, are you guys executing the game plan the way you want?
I think mainly on offense.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half, and he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Guys, he's been in beast mode down low, asserting his will. The defense has been helpless, unable to slow him down.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. And so in the game for the Rockets, the engine of this team, Paul and Harden in the backcourt. E.J. Tucker is out there with Cephalosha, and it's Capella in at the center, locking down the middle.
You know, when Chris Paul came to the Rockets, a lot of people questioned if he and James Harden would be able to share the ball. Both known for being ball-dominant guards, I think you'd have to say it's worked out pretty well.
The 6'10" Capella showing you some bounce on that alley-oop.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. And I think Chris Paul never comfortable with that ball-dominant label, Greg. He never played with another guard who could create, certainly on the level of Harden.
No doubt about it. I mean, Mo Pete, J.J. Redick, guys who were great shooters, but really more off-the-ball players. Chris needed to be that kind of a playmaker, but with Harden, he has someone just as gifted at creating baskets for himself and others.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Inside. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And, you know, Capella is so strong that you really got to wrap him up if you're going to commit the foul on him.
The Magic making a switch here. Bamba's checked in. The Rockets shooting their third free throw shot of the game. When it comes to initiating this play, Clark, for your mind, who are the perimeter pick-and-roll ball handlers right now in the game?
Well, the guys that come to mind for me, Chris Paul is fantastic in the pick-and-roll. Damian Lillard is outstanding. James Harden. And I think Victor Oladipo is getting better. I mean, he's so good at finding seams and using his athleticism to get to the bucket, and he's really grown as a finisher. Kyrie Irving is just a terrific one-on-one player. Sometimes he doesn't even need the screen guy. He's so good with the ball. And obviously Steph Curry is in that category too.
Harden against Ross. Magic leading by 12. It's deflected. And a chance now to look at the schedule for Houston. On Friday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. And then on Saturday, they'll be facing Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best, but if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
Paul kicks to Harden. Knocked away and stolen by Gordon. Here we go, one-on-one. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And Gordon using his cat-like quickness there to disrupt the passing lanes, leading to the transition hoop.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for Houston. They trail by 16. Pass to Cephalosha. And Tucker has it in the corner. They get a hand on it. Lock at 6. Cephalosha misses. Magic leading by 16.
You know, you look at most winning teams in this league, and there's no denying they have an identity, who they are and how they play consistently. The Rockets fall into that category, a defined style of play and pieces that fit pretty well. What a sweet assist by CP3.
Orlando's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the three ball here. No good from Jay.
I can't explain what happened there, Kevin. I mean, he had the layup. Looked like it was a simple play. Somehow the defense threw him off just enough to cause the miss.
And here's Harden for 3. It's hauled in by the Magic.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
Ross has earned his reputation as a team-first guy. Excellent at distributing the ball.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And that one, good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. Houston with a big group substitution here. Jefferson's checked in for Hartenstein. Nene comes in for P.J. Tucker. Gordon's checked in for Cephalosha. And it's Brandon Knight in for Chris Paul. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. To the inside. Jay lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Jay's got 35 in the game.
And this is what you want to see more of from Bamba, making an effort to share the rock.
Right side, Knight. Nene, the pass to Gordon. From past the arc. Redick with the rebound. Magic leading by 16. Here's Jay. A second chance effort, and the basket by Gordon.
Well, you know what I like to say, persistence pays, and with Gordon, he's the kind of guy who just does not rest on the glass.
Harden kicks to Gordon. Fires the three, and the foul on Al Jefferson. That's his first foul, and the Rockets making a change here. Capella's checked in. Orlando's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Here's Jay. The Magic again can't hit.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Knight dishes to Nene. Capella, the pass to Knight. Back to Capella. Shot clock at 5. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. 15 seconds left in the third.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
It has been a lopsided battle on the boards, no doubt.
The Magic shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. That one misses. Harden outside. Shades over Fournier. Harden gets the bucket. Harden's got 14 points.
Boy, I love watching Harden pack the rock. Has an unlimited number of moves to choose from. Endless.
And so it's Orlando. Out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. We've got more in store for you right after this. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Jay out there with Vucevic. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. Then there's J.J. Redick. And it's Fournier in at the shooting guard position. That's who's out there for Orlando. Knight finds Nene. Got a piece of it. And the basket is in from Jay. Jay's got 38 points. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Orlando.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
Redick with the three. The shot comes out, so Houston will take it the other way. Fourth quarter just getting started, 1 minute in the books. Wasted no time on that one. And that's 17 points for James Harden.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Isaac kicks to Vucevic. Out to the right wing. Here's Jay. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. And here's Harden for three. It's hauled in by the Magic. Vucevic has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Well, he's willed this team to the lead, demanding the rock and capitalizing with ease.
Grant, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. The Rockets also changing it up. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Nene. Cephalosha comes in for Gordon. And Chris Paul subbed in for Brandon Knight. Now a timeout called by Houston. Clark, you once worked for the Indiana Pacers, Vice President, Player Relations, and really had your fingerprints on a lot of part of that organization. Could you see yourself going back to an NBA front office role?
I don't anticipate that. I love what I do as a broadcaster. I really feel as though I'm right where God wants me to be. Currently had a wonderful tenure with the Pacers, 32 years between playing, broadcasting both radio and television, then 4 years in the VP of Player Relations role. Phenomenal relationships with a number of people, but No, I think that chapter for me is in the rearview mirror.
I speak for everyone playing the game, watching the game. We're glad you're in broadcasting, I'll tell you that.
Thank you, partner.
To the paint, here's Tucker. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 6th assist on the night.
And though lacking some height, Kevin, Tucker has the bounce, the reach, and the strength and attitude to do damage inside.
And every move he makes looks like the right one at this point.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, the game comes so naturally to him, easily. I mean, helping to expand their lead as they try to close this one out, he's doing it.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop.
And the crowd got their jaws dropped on that one. Total disbelief.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to be flexible. When something isn't working, you adjust, you modify, you go to something else. That's what the best coaches do.
Bamba is checked in for Orlando. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Harden with it. And it's Mohamed Bamba with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Pass to Capella, stolen by Bamba.
Just waiting for a chance to make a play, and when the pass was made, he's all over it. Just a fantastic steal.
Rockets trail by 16.
Remaining in the quarter.
On the wing, Harden. He's guarded by Fournier. That one falls. 19 points for James Harden.
Yeah, a volume shooter, and Harden is aggressive and assertive at really trying to jumpstart himself. And when he does, watch out.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
And there's 1:45 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Ball against Grant. Paul kicks it to Tucker. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 8th assist in the game. Magic leading by 13. Bamba passes to Jay, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Orlando.
You know, their big advantage was points in the paint.
And they found a way to pound the ball inside. And that was working all game long.
And so now, on the year, they'll have 35 wins to their credit.
And I love what they accomplished here tonight. Made the plays they had to, and that's why they'll go up 1-0 in their season series against the Rockets.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Jay.
You know what stood out to me, Kevin, was his confidence. I mean, he was taking a lot of good shots and knocking them all down.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Exactly. Cold-blooded. Separation solidified. Great effort.
To the wing on the left. Puts up a 3. That one's not going to go. On offense, here are the Magic. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. From outside the arc, good on the three-point shot. Jay's got 49 points in the game.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Well, they've got to be pleased with the effort they've seen so far tonight. Everybody pitching in for what looks to be a solid W.
Harden gets the bucket.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants and then gets his shot off in time.
And you know what? This guy is just a natural-born scorer.
To the paint, here's Tucker. It's deflected. Grant the pass to Jay. Now Grant. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you later.
Dominate. Exactly. Let's play.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Moda Center, the place, and the Portland Trail Blazers will be on their home floor as they go up against the Orlando Magic. We've seen a lot of quality basketball from this Magic team lately. What a year they're having. They've run up the best record in the NBA with some absolutely flawless performances. They've been a fun team to watch over the first half of the season.
Yeah. Hey. Hey, get your numbers up. I had to get my numbers up.
So purchase your tickets today. Visit the starting lineup of the visit.
Starting it. The Magic are out of Orlando and into this interconference game. Thank you for being with us. 2K Sports brings you the NBA Live this Saturday afternoon broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. Trailblazers will look to their home court advantage, just one game here in Portland. It's an opportunity for them to play in a heated matchup like this, to play your best basketball. These are the games, guys, that show how well you match up against the other great teams in the league.
And when you look at Portland, for me, they've taken the league by storm this season. I felt like they were maybe a year ahead of schedule in terms of being an elite group. But you look at them right now, and here they are.
Yeah, they weren't really on anyone's radar before the season began, but they're definitely there now.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So on the floor for Orlando, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jay out there with Jonathan Isaac, and it's Bamba in at the center position. Both sides will try and push it on the fast break doors to get easy scores. Talk a bit about playing fast, but also playing with efficiency.
Well, you look no further than the Golden State Warriors, who, when they are playing with pace and out in transition and the threes are flying, it's electric and, frankly, almost unstoppable. But they walk that delicate line of playing fast without turning it over. You want to give these great players freedom, but within that freedom, they've got to make sure, okay, we've got to value the basketball, and yes, we can maybe turn it over 10 times per game, but we get north of 10, 15 turnovers, and that's going to put us in a little bit of a problematic situation.
Good analysis. Six on the shot clock. Gibson. And Bamba pulls it down.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Well, tremendous understanding from the young Jonathan Isaac. How about that awareness for the young guy?
And here in the first, closing in on 2 minutes played. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Nurkic. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
The Trailblazers shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
Shoot 2.
Free throw good. Nurkic. And for Jusuf Nurkic, you see the flashes of how dominant he can be in every game.
I mean, the potential is there, and he is working hard to find that consistency. I do believe he's noticeably better when he plays with an edge. He's more in tune with what's going on. You almost want to rile him up or do something to tick him off before every game to get the best out of him.
Here's Lillard after the made shot from Jay, and Lillard kicks to McCollum. Pass to Gibson. Back to McCollum. Just 5 on the clock. Count that one.
And you have to admire his focus. Not a good matchup for him in terms of size differential.
No, but that play is about his will, right? He won't back down from the big man. He's going to take it right to him.
And how about the 9'6" standing reach Bamba has? I mean, it's unguardable this close. Dunks it with such ease.
14 feet away. McCollum, no good.
Well, despite his struggles from the field in this period, you know he's going to keep asking for the basketball.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Lillard against Augustine. Lillard finds Gibson. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
If Taj Gibson gets around the rack, you understand this guy is going to make an opportunity.
Bamba passes to Jay. Here's Isaac. Second shot opportunity, and Bamba with the lay-in. Bamba's got his second basket.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. This game coming on the heels of their win against the Kings.
You know, sometimes you're going to win because of your performance, and on occasions, which was the case for them, it's the play of your opponent that allows you to escape with wins.
Well, there's no doubt. The offense looked scattered. Tons of turnovers, some of them forced, certainly, but many were not. It was made easy to defend.
The Magic making a switch here. Vucevic checked in for Bamba. Ross comes in for Jonathan Isaac. J.J. Redick's checked in for Fournier. And it's Grant in for Augustine. Here's Jay, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul goes against Portland. Well, you know that AI loves to turn heads both on and off the court, and today he's showing off his new Jordan custom colorway.
And those colors will certainly turn some heads. Jordan showing just how bold they can be with the design, and you have to love the way they look.
Now here's McCollum. Really played well against Sacramento in his last outing. Miles no good. Magic leading by 6. Here's Jay. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. That free throw good from Jay. For Portland, they've gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. McCollum outside. And the 3 off target.
He's trying to make something happen, but obviously been a tough quarter.
The shot's good from Jay.
Boy, what a quarter for this guy. Just give him the basketball and get out of the way.
Trailblazers trail by 11. There's 39 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Myers-Leonard, he's checked in for Lehman. And a switcher also for Orlando. Gordon's checked in for Jay. Almost entirely new group here for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Zach Collins. Gibson comes in for Leonard. Jake Lehman's checked in for Trey Lyles. And Damian Lillard is subbed in for McCollum. We've got Damian Lillard. Lehman is out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Simons in a shooting guard. That's the group in the game for the Trailblazers. Now, here's Lillard. Boy, that win against the Kings, he's another guy who really showed up to play.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Rockets was terrific. He finished with 51 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what became a great exhibition on his part. His numbers were off the charts. He was unguardable, and he knew it. He took advantage of it. Kevin, back to you.
David, appreciate the report. He was a one-man show in that game.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see how much that took out of him. I mean, he'll have a hard time putting up anything even close to those numbers here tonight.
Well, you do wonder, though, Greg, does he still have some of the adrenaline going from that performance? No matter how tired he is, he should have plenty of energy coming off that.
And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine. Augustine's got 4 assists in the game. Augustine against Lillard. McCollum outside. Jazz over Fournier. McCollum, no good.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Yep, that one goes.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Back to Nurkic. Rebounded by Isaac.
Boy, that's high-impact defense in the lane, standing tall to deny the easy bucket.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to give your offense a chance, and that possession didn't do it.
Not at all, Greg. I mean, no reason for him to be taking these kinds of shots. He has only himself to blame. I'll tell you, that's a graceful finish. Not just any old layup, the teardrop.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Augustine kicks to Isaac. And there's the pass to Jay. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Jay's got 8 points here in this quarter.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Shot's good by Gibson.
And you see the leadership of Lillard in that sequence, keeping everyone involved, not looking to do it all himself, but creating for his teammate.
Another shot and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's on Damian Lillard. The Magic shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
You get a little glimpse into the mindset of Evan Fournier. This guy will do whatever it takes to win.
And so it's the Orlando Magic out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. And we'll... Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
You know, I think, Greg, they never settled for the first look. It was always about, let's get the best shot possible. Really good judgment on the offensive end.
On the court for Orlando, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jay out there with Bamba, and it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. Doris, who are some of the... The players you watch that get stronger as the game goes on. They're not cut down by fatigue and and still have that energy, something left in the tank.
Those guys who show me superhuman strength a la Kevin Harlan, those guys who come to mind, LeBron James, that's a bad man. It doesn't matter if it's the first minute or the 48th minute. Russell Westbrook is indefatigable. His stamina and his ability to dominate in triple overtime once is absolutely incredible. And then what did we see from Anthony Davis when Boogie Cousins went down? A man who for 48 minutes on both ends is a problem. Those three men, Kev.
Endless energy.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously cold right now, but he's trying to find that rhythm. You've got to keep working.
Bamba. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And there's the call. Portland the foul.
And sort of known for that crazy length. Bamba's also extremely bright. Got offers from Ivy League schools, including Harvard.
Leonard, he's checked in for Portland. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Trailblazers trail by 20. And it's McCollum in the corner. Puts up a 3. Portland no good that time either.
Listen, that's a look he can hit, but right now he can't throw it in the ocean.
The shot's good from Jay.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Absolutely perfect start to the half, setting the tempo right away with an easy opportunity at the cup.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Look, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
Orlando making some changes. Gordon's checked in for Jonathan Isaac. Ross comes in for Fournier. And it's Grant in for Augustine. That one finds the mark on target from Jay. Jay's got 31 points. Trailblazers have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Grant against Lillard. McCollum feeling it out a bit. Leonard with no one around. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum.
Well, it took 4 tries, but they get their first bucket in the second half.
The shot's good from Jay. Jay's got 33 points.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Three-pointer, Lillard sinks the three-pointer.
And if you look at the stats for unassisted jump shot percentage, Lillard is always around the top. He can drain those pull-up jumpers as well as anybody in our league.
Here's Jay. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
Well, 2 long-range bombs in the first, but that's stalled out right now.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Jaren Grant. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Magic making a change here. Vucevic is checked in. Here's Simons. He's covered by Grant. Cullen passes to Layman. No good from outside.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
No good from Jay.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
McCollum with the bounce pass. Inside. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. That one on Vucevic.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Great teamwork. That's something you develop by practicing it over and over again.
And Portland making a change here. Isles checked in. Vucevic. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Vucevic has got his first 2 points of the night.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Out to the right wing. Leonard kicks to Lyles. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball.
Jump ball call.
And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. Simons, the pass to McCollum. Shoots over Redick. McCollum, no good. Magic leading by 20. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Boy, don't you love to see Aaron Gordon make these kinds of decisions. This guy is fully capable of recognizing open teammates.
Portland's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Redick with a double team. Count it. McCollum's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Just 1 for 5 this quarter. You know he wants to help his team, but not sure if shooting is the way to do it.
Here's Vucevic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Let's remember we're talking about a fundamentally sound player. Nikola Vucevic gifted at fooling defenders with that pump fake.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Gibson's checked in, and a switcher also for Orlando. Fournier is checked in. Simons, the pass to McCollum. Now, here's Lyles. He's guarded closely, and the basket by McCollum.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Here's Jay. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Jay's got 12 points now in the quarter.
I'll tell you, this guy will not stop pouring it on. It doesn't matter what approach they've tried to use against him. He has had an answer for everything.
Out to the right wing. Here's Simons. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Tries yet again.
Well, Vucevic showing a willingness to work on the defensive end. That's nice.
And so it's Orlando cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. And we'll be back with you shortly. Terry Stotts had some advice for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
We haven't given up any resistance at the other end.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And for Portland, they're shooting from the field 44%, not bad. Lillard and McCollum, the deadly backcourt pairing. Collins is out there with Lyles, and it's Gibson in at the small forward position. That's the group on the floor for Portland. 5 to shoot. And Lillard kicks to Lyles. Off target on the 15-footer. Magic leading by 22. Here's Jay. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Jay's got 40 points.
Well, how about Jonathan Isaac showing a desire to share the basketball? I love it.
In the past, it has been suggested, Doris, that up-tempo teams couldn't maintain that style and then go on to win the playoffs. Is that an outdated theory and thought process?
Well, I think it has always contingent on the team, Kevin. You think back to the Lakers Showtime era when the reality is those were up-tempo Showtime-type teams, right? They could sustain it. But I think the fact of the matter is the teams that sustain success are the ones that can play in virtually any style. Can they play up-tempo if you allow them? Certainly. But when the game slows, particularly in the playoffs and the postseason, can you execute in the half court? Because you've got to be able to play both ways, I think, to win in the modern NBA.
And so Lillard will bring it up for the Trailblazers. Here's McCollum. And he banks in the layup.
I'll tell you, you're not going to find a much more confident basketball player. He always believes the points are going to come.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. Players going to great lengths to improve their performance and extending their prime years. We're seeing it all over the league. Doris, it amazes me.
I heard a number of...
Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. And Lillard kicks to Collins. Nurkic, and he makes good on the layup. Nurkic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
The shot's good from Jay.
And he just keeps on going. He's got more points than anybody else out there.
Lillard outside. Lets it go from deep. Orlando grabs the miss. Grant, right side, passes it to Jay. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Layman kicks to Lyles. Pass to Lillard. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Connects from three-point range.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Magic.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And this will make it 36 wins on the year for them.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief two-gamer.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jay.
Well, guys, this guy has been a handful all night long. His scoring really propelled them. And no matter what the matchup was or what the scheme they tried to use, they could not keep this guy in check.
And finally finding a rhythm, but unfortunately a little too late.
Well, you wonder if they can use the momentum they've built here into the next game, because this one looks over.
To the middle, cuts off the pass. "20 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's Layman. Feeds it to Nurkic. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this.
Jay, the pass to Gordon. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And that'll do it, folks. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.
Locked and loaded. That's what I'm talking about.
Shots. Love when we do that.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Phoenix Suns going up against the Orlando Magic. We've seen a lot of quality basketball from this Orlando team lately. They've won 8 of their last 10, looking really strong. They've got to be pleased. It has been an interesting ride thus far. Kenny, some teams really improving after a
didn't like my hair, so I chopped it up. I never liked my body, so I chopped it up. Come on. I didn't like my head, so I chopped it up. I didn't like my legs, so I chopped him up. One finger at a time, I chopped him up. I didn't like my tummy, so I chopped it up.
Located in the north and south concourses.
It's time to read the starting in small, starting at the
Everyone is in their seat here in the arena as the Suns look to grab a hometown win in Phoenix. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Looking at the last game for the Phoenix Suns, it was a loss to the Lakers. And they were still in that one right up to the end, guys, but lost by a couple of buckets.
And no issues with how they played. I mean, the problem simply is they just couldn't finish.
Maybe the post-game comments will be about playing a 50-minute game. They could have used 2 more minutes in this one.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Isaac out there with Jay, and it's Vucevic in at center. When the super teams are dominant game after game, some people are going to ask, what's the point of even playing a game like this?
Well, in the regular season, I hear that all the time, and I sort of laugh at it because this is what the season is about. Sure. 82-game grind, having competition not only with opponents, but within yourself, within your team, battling for minutes. And we understand that a lot of these teams are built to win in the postseason. The regular season doesn't mean much for them. They're going to qualify for the playoffs, but there are other teams in this league, Kevin, trying to fight to improve. And on nights where you have opportunities to play against that kind of dominant team, a coach can say, see the potential, see what is possible. We just saw it here tonight.
And take some personal pride in your performance.
No doubt about it. And you can stack yourself up against these super teams that roll into your arena to find out exactly where you are. And sometimes winning a game like that for a coaching staff, they can say, let's use this momentum to build on it. We just beat one of the better teams in the league. So psychologically, it works in a lot of ways during a regular season.
Basket counts.
Jackson just sharing the rock there with the teammate. Make the simple play.
The pass to Augustine. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. The jump hook, and it's in there.
This is the kind of guy that you wake up in a cold sweat the night before you play him. Just a matchup nightmare. Tricky, confident, and he takes on all comers.
Now here's Rose. 14 points from him the last game against the Lakers. Passes to Ayton. And here's Booker from the arc. They grab their own miss. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Suns shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. And he knocks down the first one.
At the line for your Suns.
And both free throws good from Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Orlando, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game.
And the Suns have never won an NBA title. It's amazing for such a proud and storied franchise. Just one trip to the finals since the merger back in 1993. That was when they lost to the Chicago Bulls.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, I caught up with Phoenix's head coach. He told me he's looking forward to the matchup tonight. It's their first time against this team, so he is curious to see what his guys do on offense. He said it's important that we're aggressive defensively, that we use our length and shot blocking as a deterrent inside. We'll see if they can be successful tonight. Kevin, back to you.
Good work, David. Thank you. It sounds like defense is going to be the key for them today.
And it usually is. They try to use...
Yikes! Wow.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. And that last replay, courtesy of the Under Armour Hover Havoc, unleashing a little bit of chaos. Rose kicks to Booker. No good on the triple. And so Grant will bring it up for the Orlando Magic, trailing by 2, fresh from a win against Portland.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was almost robotic, Greg, in this one. They filtered out all the noise and came in razor-sharp precision on the offensive end.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Sheck Diallo, he's checked in for 8. Trevor Booker comes in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And it's Bridges in for Derrick Rose. And stolen by Gordon. Inside, here's Bamba, and the dunk by Bamba.
And how about the 9'6" standing reach Bamba has? I mean, it's unguardable this close. Dunks it with such ease.
Bridges kicks to Booker. To the wing on the left. Bridges passes to Booker. Over in the corner, Warren. And Jay gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And Orlando. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. They've got Ayton. Derrick Rose is out there with Jackson. Then there's Trevor Booker. And it's Kirkland in at the threesome. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
Well, there's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose. And I love the energy on this play.
Rose. To stop the run, and he lays it up and in. Rose has got 4 points this quarter.
And you love to see Rose aggressively looking to score on the inside.
No good from Jay. Phoenix has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. From 13, that one wide left. Orlando's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. Shoots from the baseline. No good from Ross.
I'd just like to see the defensive effort get better for their ball club. They can't expect guys to miss the mid-range Jays every time.
And that was the play to make. Rose making the right read.
Orlando trailing here. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And 2 shots coming up at the line as it gets fouled on the shot. And there's the foul against Phoenix. The Magic have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
That free throw good from Jay. So for the Suns, Willie Reed comes in for Ayton. And it's Booker in for Derrick Rose. 29 seconds left to play here in the half. And here's Booker from the arc. Cans it from downtown. Booker's got 6 points.
Well, if Booker gets that kind of room out there, he's got the green light. He's had it since he came in the league.
Vucevic with the bucket.
Beautiful execution from him, building off a great first quarter, looking unstoppable here.
Booker in the post. He's covered by Grant. No good from Booker. Here's Jay. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That's on Josh Jackson. For Orlando, they have put up good numbers at the charity stripe, converting 6 of 7. And both free throws good from Jay.
Such a big bonus to have a big guy that can step up to the free throw line and knock down shots. So many guys struggle from there.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Magic out in front. They lead by a bucket. 2K Sports back to Phoenix after this. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
It just makes such a difference when the offense is running through him. He just keeps everyone involved.
And he controls the pace for his team. So what does that do? That forces the opponents to play at his speed. He can dictate a lot out there.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. On the court for Orlando, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Jay out there with Jonathan Isaac. And it's Vucevic in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Trailblazers was tremendous. He ended up with 44 points, and he was locked in with a strong shooting night from both the floor and the free throw line. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
Great, David. Appreciate it. Well, he set the bar pretty high for himself with that performance.
He did. But we know he's going to try to raise that bar again tonight. No matter how good he is, he's always thinking he can do better.
And the great players are never satisfied. We'll see what he does in the next one.
Rose, no good.
and they just cannot seem to get it going so far in this half, missing their first 3 shots.
So many teams switching the pick and roll, and we can see it defensively, what it does. How are offenses countering that?
I think the offense is what they're doing, Kevin, is being selective as to who it is comes out to set the pick. If I'm Steph Curry or I'm Kyrie Irving, and I know that there's a big defender guarding my 4-man or my 5-man, I'm going to call that screen up to the top of the key and make sure that I can go at the weaker defender that's guarding either one of my players to gain advantage.
On the wing, Booker, guarded by Augustine. Shot clock at 6. Down low. Here's Ayton. Phoenix, no good that time either.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Outside Jackson. He kicks it to Rose. Back to Jackson. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 3 assists tonight.
I like to see Jackson with these kind of plays, getting into the paint and then getting a little bit more creative with the scoring opportunity.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
Josh Jackson, an interesting prospect for the Phoenix Suns moving forward. A wing player, maybe doesn't quite have a position in the league, but I know his competitiveness certainly does. I remember watching him his first summer in Las Vegas and just staying in the game. It's hard to get guys who are drafted so high to take the summer league seriously. Josh Jackson takes every opportunity to compete that way.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Mikal Bridges. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Orlando leading by 6. Here's Jay. Connects from 3-point range. Jay's got 18 points in the game. And talking about the Jayhawk, Josh Jackson, took him a second to get acclimated. But once he figured it out in the NBA level, he started to become an impact player.
You wonder what the ceiling is for Josh Jackson. It's one thing to be competitive. Now he's trying to look for consistent production on a nightly basis. Steals, blocks, rebounds. That kind of activity will keep him on the floor for some minutes for any coach he plays for.
Willie Reed, he's checked in for 8. Grant, he's checked in for Orlando. With the shot. Again, the Magic score.
Well, this is when you start to talk about Redick not just always looking for offense, clearly looking for teammates there.
And Booker kicks to Warren. 1:51 left in the third quarter. That one's good, and the Magic lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Diallo.
Yeah, that's a smart pass as T.J. Warren does a solid job finding the open man.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Bridges with it. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. High arcing shot, and it's blocked. Here's Jay. Here's Bamba, and that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And it's an 11-point Orlando lead.
The activity from Bamba when he's playing with a high motor, watch out.
Warren the pass to Reed. And so it looks like the Suns will retain possession here. And the Suns making a change here. Booker's checked in. And a switcher also for Orlando. Terrence Ross is checked in for Jaren Grant. Here's Booker. That one drops for him.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Jay. It falls for basket number 9 from the field. He's taken 14 shots to get there.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring. And this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
Booker finds Warren. Back to Booker. No one near him. And he gets the jumper to drop. Booker's got 8 points.
He's got great touch, Devin Booker, especially from the mid-range where he's looking to be consistent.
The shot's good from Jay.
Just don't touch him right now, okay? You're going to burn yourself. The guy is on fire.
Suns trail by 11. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Booker against Redick. Got a hand on it.
The main thing you get with Bamba, imposing defender, shot blocker, alters everything in the paint.
And the shot drops as they pick up 2 points from Jay.
Well, no defender is going to have a shot against that kind of play. He's just too tall to stop that close to the rim.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Yeah, they should bring out a big razor right now, Kevin. A great start, an aggressive move to show they're not going to lay down.
And so it's the Orlando Magic. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Evan Booker out there with Jackson. Then it's TJ Warren. Then there's Trevor Booker. And it's Kid Gilchrist in at the power forward position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Booker against Augustine. Warren kicks to Booker. Pass to Booker. And no good that time. The Magic go the other way with it. Here's Jay. That shot off the mark. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Outside Warren. A floater. Good on that shot. And with that, the Magic lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
And Josh Jackson, the 4th pick in that 2017 draft out of Kansas, a hyper-athletic 6'8", and he's got the handles, I think, to become a terrific slasher in the league.
Ayton, he's checked in for Phoenix. Rose comes in for TJ Warren. And a switcher also for Orlando. Fournier is checked in. Orlando moving the ball around. Slammed home, and they call the foul. He's headed to the stripe for one more.
They've hardly needed anyone else today to get out to this lead. I mean, he's provided almost all of their offense.
And Jackson plays with a great motor. He's got some grit in his game.
I mean, he's a competitor. I mean, plays with that chip on both shoulders. But give me a guy who cares. As a coach, better to have guys you need to rein in rather than those you have to kind of force to be aggressive.
Jay, the basket is good. The assist from Augustine.
Assist from
Augustine's got 5 assists in the game. And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Phoenix Suns. It's a 13-point game. Elbow shot. Orlando grabs the miss.
Well, he's gotten shots up, but they're not finding the rim. The squad's suffering because of it right now, a bit out of rhythm. I love the pace he's playing with, letting his offense come to him naturally and then building upon this lead for his team.
Pass to Ayton. Here's the teardrop. Rose, no good.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
To the paint, the 9-foot shot. And there's Michael Kidd-Gilchrist on the assist by Rose. Rose has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Down low, and Vucevic throws it down.
Well, he's like a fumbling banker right now, dropping dimes with ease. I like how well he led his teammate on that possession.
When it comes to veteran players, Brent, on a team, what characteristics make for a good leader for a bunch of young guys under him?
We talk a lot about veteran guys on teams, Kevin, and I think one of the most important aspects to think about is that those veterans have a lot more impact if they're still part of playing minutes for a coaching staff. At some point, 4 or 5 months into a season, an older player is telling you how to do something and only get a chance to see it during practice or him pointing it out on film when you're playing, doesn't have as much of an impact.
Doesn't resonate
right.
as much.
When a guy gets 15 minutes a night and you get to see him do those things as a young player from the bench and say, wow, everything he told me on my list, he's checked all those boxes. So having a vet that plays, much more impactful.
Good point. They push it up, 4 on 3. Rose dishes to Jackson. Here's Booker. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
You got to like seeing Devin Booker be aggressive, especially when he's shooting the ball, easily earning the foul that time.
Both free throws good from Booker. Game is so wide open now, Brent. Such a great pace. Does that put more strain on bigger players physically?
I think it's putting strain on everybody. I think last year we saw
regardless of size.
Yeah, injuries to every position, to key guys at every position. I think that some of the physical motions that players have to perform in games because they're covering more ground and in susceptible positions, it's happening to everybody. The issue with the big guys, Kevin, is they're not playing. Less of them are getting more important time on the floor, so it's a strain on everybody.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the 4th. Right side, Fournier with the teardrop, and it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Jackson. Kid Gilchrist controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Magic leading by 7. Here's Jay. Off target with his 3.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
So the first one drops, and that trims the lead to 6. T.J. Warren, he's checked in for Phoenix.
Crucial that he converts those shots. They've got to keep eating away at the lead.
There's the pass to Jay. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Oh, how about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Phoenix calls timeout. They're down by 7. There's 49 seconds left in the game. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Jay.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
He's really seemed to feed off the hostile environment he's been faced with tonight. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during that last break, I listened to the Suns coach address his team. He told them we've got to make the most of every chance right now. This is a winnable game, but we've got to make plays. Guys, we'll see if they can come back.
To the middle, here's Rose. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Here's Kid Gilchrist. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Here's Jay. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Rose.
Second team foul.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaker.
At the line for 2.
So neither attempt will fall that time for him. Suns on offense. They're on a 14-6 run. Good! And now they trail by just 4.
Well, Booker is the leader, and you got to trust him in that spot.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock, and so they choose to intentionally foul. He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And those attempts right now at the charity stripe are helping them pull away.
Phoenix calls timeout. They're trailing by 6. 29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Isaac with the steal. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. That's his first personal foul.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. Passes to Jay. Sinks the three-pointer. Jay's got 45 points.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
And you could just see everything coming together like a perfect storm, and they just rolled on through. Well, on a scale of 1 to 10 on difficulty, that's an 11.
Isaac kicks to Augustine. And so it's Orlando winning this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. See you later.